Hello, my lovely students. How are you all? A very hearty welcome to this mind-blowing platform, Physics Wala. My name is Nupur Sharma and my lovely students, I hope that your exam went very well. Yes, I am indeed late. How much late I am? By 7 minutes, not a problem. Okay. And I guess the students were waiting. And first of all, the major question is that how was your exam? How was your exam, children? I hope that it was fine and you all took my lecture, you all saw my lecture, we solved a lot of questions and I was very happy that you got what we taught. Yes, students, it was nice. Okay. But yeah, nice, ma'am. That's good. That's the spirit. That's really great. Set 3. So what we're going to do today, 65 plus is good. Not an issue. Okay. You're welcome, Ayush. You're welcome. See, what we're going to do today we are going to, discuss set 3. Okay. We'll discuss set 3 first. Fine. And we will see, we are going to discuss on, a few questions. Especially if I talk about grammar, then we are going to discuss set 3. Yes, Ayush, Rajesh, we are going to discuss set 3 only. And we'll discuss the grammar portion that and we are going to discuss the literature portion, and in the end we are going to discuss the comprehension passage part. Okay, comprehension passage part we'll discuss in the last. Hello Intihaj, hello Mia, hello Intihaj, Mia beta, 90% in English, that's great. Okay, fine. So what we'll do today, we'll start with the grammar portion first. Okay, let us discuss the grammar portion. Okay. And you'll also tell me that which answer you wrote. Okay. So the first question is, complete any 10 of the following of the 12 tasks as directed, and as I told you, all the students, they remembered, the trick that I have told, that is to read the instructions very carefully, to follow all the instructions. Okay. Handwriting, this happens with all the children. I know this thing. Okay, so what we're going to do today, fine, any 10 of the questions we had to do, but we'll discuss all the questions. So the first one was, fill in the blank by using the correct form of the word in the bracket for the given portion of an email. You will find in this email a brochure that dash the various tourist attractions in our city aimed at boosting local tourism. You will find in this email a brochure that presents. Okay, that presents. So the first answer is going to be presents. Fine. Read the given sentence, identify the error and supply the correction in the sentence. She don't like chocolate ice cream. She don't. We know that with she. What do we use with she? She is a singular subject, and with singular subject we use singular verb. Singular verb. And what is a singular verb? Singular verb is doesn't. Okay, doesn't. Fine. I hope that it was correct. Fine. Read the conversation between a hostess and a customer. Complete the sentence by filling in the blank based on the conversation. Hostess: wonderful to see you again, sir. Customer said, thanks, I couldn't resist your delicious food. The customer responded that. See, here we have to directly tell that what we have to write after that. We have to report basically what the customer said. The customer responded that we'll change the first person into the third person, that he couldn't resist. Why? Because could remains could. Okay, could remains could, so could is not going to change. The model could doesn't change, so we are going to take couldn't only. He couldn't resist their delicious food. Okay, he couldn't resist their delicious food. Your will change into their. Fine. Okay, now there is a dialogue between Rashi and Ratul. Have you encouraged others to volunteer? Absolutely, I have always encouraged my friends and family. Although we only have to report, Rashi's question. So Rashi asked Rahul. Now we did reported speech, and I told you, see, this is a question. And what kind of a question it is? It is a yes or no type of question. So what we have to write? Rashi asked Ratul if he had encouraged had encouraged others to volunteer. Okay, if he had encouraged others to volunteer. See, this is in simple past, so we change it into past perfect. If he had encouraged others to volunteer. Fine. Now, okay. So, okay, the options were given to you. Okay, if or whether he had encouraged. So, B is going to be the correct answer. Okay, if or whether. So, whether we'll use. Fill in the blanks by choosing the correct option from the bracket to complete the sentence. Attached are the departmental performance reports, and it or these or them should be reviewed by each department head. Since performance reports, they are in plural, so we are going to choose a plural. Okay, plural, the determiner, the demonstrator article, it should be these. These should be reviewed by each departmental head. Identify the error and supply correction for the given sentence. Again, the 2020 research pay attention to the relationship between high level of stress and employee productivity. The 2020 research study pays. Okay, instead of pay, we are gonna write pays. Okay, it pays. The study pays attention to the relationship. Okay, now the campaign encourages students to reducing screen time for their children. Here, what we'll put instead of reducing, reduce. So C is correct for this one. Okay. Complete the given narrative by filling the blanks by the correct option. The chance to mentor a group of underprivileged students helped me dash the educational disparities in our society. See, the students are telling me that, ma'am, can you do set 1 or set 2? So what we'll do, this is set 3 beta, this is set 3. What we are going to do, listen to me very carefully. We will discuss the grammar portion of set 1 and 2 as well. Okay. What we'll do after finishing the set 3, we will discuss the grammar portion specially of set 1 and 2. Okay, we'll not discuss the literature portion of set 1 and 2. The reason is because it is very much similar. Okay, because set 1, set 2 and set 3, the questions were somewhat very similar of literature, and we know that this is subjective, but we are only looking for the objective questions. So I will solve the objective questions. Fine? Okay. Now, the chance to mentor a group of underprivileged students helped me to understand the educational disparities in our society. So here C is going to come, to understand. The chance to mentor a group of underprivileged students helped me to understand the educational disparities in our society. Okay, this is going to be the answer. Now, report the dialogue between a vendor and his customer by completing the sentence. Although what I found was that when I read set 1, 2 and 3, the questions were somewhat very similar. Okay, they were very similar. Yes, as I told you that I will discuss the grammar questions of set 1 and set 2. I'm not going to discuss the subjective questions because I know that it takes a lot of time, and you know that you have your next exam, you should prepare for that, and we will not waste our time in discussing all the literature portion. We will just focus on the grammar portion. Fine. So, report the dialogue between a vendor and his customer by completing the sentence. Vendor asks, are you feeling all right today? Customer says, yes, I'm doing much better than before. So, the vendor asked his customer if he was feeling okay. The customer responded positively, saying that he was doing much better than before. Okay, fine. Fill in the blanks by choosing the correct option. In a miraculous turn of events, the Sunview School hockey team dashed the championship trophy. In a miraculous turn of events, the Sunview hockey team will lift. Had lifted. In a miraculous turn of events, the Sunview School hockey team had lifted, okay, because we are talking about the past because this has already happened. So, it had lifted the championship trophy. So now complete the line from a song. As you already know that in your sample paper a question from the song was given, and here also we can see a question from a song. So complete the line from a song by filling the blank with the correct option. In the night the stars dash your dreams, the moonlight guides you, the cool breeze whispers leading you towards a new dream. So here, because you know rest of the sentences they are also in simple present, so this is also going to be in simple present. The stars shines. The stars shine. Shine. The stars shine. This is going to be in simple present only, and shine is going to come. Why? Because this is in simple present, and here the stars in plural. Stars are in plural. Okay. Okay, the study examines the relationship of carbon emissions and global warming. The study examines the relationship between, instead of between is going to come. Okay, I'm not going to waste your time because you know you have to prepare for the other exams as well. So I'll quickly solve all the answers. Fine. Now, attempt any one of the following. You are Aman Amita living at this address. You want information about the French language course at La France Institute, Mohan Circle. Write a letter in about 120 words to the director, foreign language. See, this is a very simple question from the letter. And okay, let me see. In a miraculous turn of events, the Sunview School hockey team lifted the championships trophy. Okay, yes, lifted. Yes, lifted. Lifted is gonna come here. Okay, lifted. Yes, see, lifted is given to you. Fine. If lifted is given to you, yes, definitely lifted is going to come. Yes, C is the correct answer. Okay, children. Fine, fine, fine. Here, instead of B, we'll use C. Lifted the championships trophy. Fine. Again, as I told you that if I talk about the letter, see, letter was very simple if we see. I hope that you followed, you know, all the instructions and you followed the format very carefully. And here everything was given to you, the whole address was given to you. So you had to write the address like this, 45B, then Bella View Nagar. Okay, and then you are going to leave a line. And then after that, what you wrote, you want information about the French language course at La France Institute. So yes, the receiver's address is also given to you. You write the date, and date, I hope that you write today's date only, and today's date was 26 Feb 2024. Leave a line and then write the receiver's address. That is La France Institute Mohan Circle. Mohan Circle. That was given to you. Then you leave a line and then you write your, you know, letter. So I'm not going to tell you that what letter. Yes, beta, this is set 3 only. Yes, I'm discussing set 3 only. This is your set 3 only. See, if I talk about the letter, what you could write. This is a letter of inquiry. Okay, in 120 words, you had to write to the director. Okay, to the director. Here, to the director is going to come. To the director. To the director, then La France Institute, Mohan Circle. Then you can write in your letter, include eligibility, duration of different courses, medium of instruction and examination cycle. So all the details are given to you. All the questions have been given to you. You can simply ask the questions. This is not set 3. This is indeed set 3, beta. See? This is set 3 only. I guess even the set differs from school to school. This is set 3. This is 213. This is code number 213. See, this is 213. This is the code 213. Okay, 213. I guess it differs from school to school as well. What I got from the students, I guess set 3. I cannot say that the paper was very much difficult, but what the students told me, they faced a little bit of problem in this part, and that is only in 1 or 2 questions. Otherwise, the whole paper was quite simple. It was quite, we can say that it was very, you know, they were asking for more logics. If you have read the chapter very carefully, if you have understood the characters very well, you could, you know, solve the whole paper. Okay, fine. So this is actually, this is code QP code 213. QP code 213, it is there. Okay. And set 3, here set 3 is written. So I'm discussing this paper only. I guess that you got this paper only, children. You got this paper only. Yes. Reading section was quite hard. As I told you, Sharma Seema, if you have seen my video, I told you that if you find that your reading section is very difficult, what you do is that you do not read the reading section first. What you do is that you read the questions first. We only read the paragraph when we have to find out the answer, otherwise we don't find it. Okay, otherwise we do not read the comprehension passage. I know that you found it difficult. I guess that you got the UNESCO one. Even I didn't read it. I'm gonna read the comprehension passage there and then. Okay, there and that I'm gonna read it. Yes, I read the grammar portion, I read the literature questions, and the literature questions were very logical. Okay, this time what we found was that the teachers, the paper who, the teachers who set your paper, they were looking that whether you have understood not only the gist of the paper, but the internal values or whatnot, okay, of the paper. Okay. Grammar 2, grammar में didn't आ सकता है, where I haven't discussed the other paper yet, so I'll discuss the grammar of all the papers. But yes, I'm not gonna tell you that what to write in the letter, but yeah, you could write a lot of things in the letter, because the whole question is very specific. They have specifically asked you that you have to ask about the eligibility, of the duration of the different courses, medium of instruction and examination cycle. So it was very simple. Most of the things were given to you, that which questions you had to ask. You didn't have to, think yourself that what questions can we ask. They have already told you. So you can simply do that. Now, yeah, grammar we have already discussed. We'll discuss the grammar of the other sets as well. So don't worry about that. So the residents of Sunshine Society had put up a weekend carnival to raise funds for Apeksha, home for physically challenged. All items on sale were made by the residents themselves. As president of the society, Adil Kumar write a letter in 120 words to the editor of the local Delhi about this experience, appreciating the effort of the residents, suggests how citizens must reach out to the communities, volunteer time and render help in any other way. See, again, letter to the editor. I told you that one letter to the editor is definitely gonna come, and here letter to the editor has come, and again everything has been given to you. All the details have been given to you, that what you have to write. They have already told you. They have already told you that all the items were on sale, and you have to appreciate this effort, and you have to also give your inputs. Okay, that's good. That's good, Seema. Very good, beta. Now, attempt any of the one questions. Teenagers have different tastes in spending their free time. The following data shows how teenagers spend their free time. Write an analytical paragraph in about 120 words. It's very simple. You can just begin by that the given, what is given to you? There is a data given to you. Okay, data given to you, analyzing how girls, and there is a table. It is given in a tabular form. So you can simply write that this table shows. What does it show? This table shows that how teenagers have different tastes in spending their free time. Okay. And what does this data tell you? Okay, that you can write about. So a simple, a small data has been given to you. You can simply write about it. Okay. And only 5 options are given to you. Reading books and comics. The boys spend 12% and the girls spend 25%. And if you talk about playing outdoors, the girls spend less time. So what you analyze is that the girl love to spend more time indoors as compared to the boys, and boys love to spend their time outdoors as compared to the girls. Now again, I hope that you didn't write any personal thing, because there was a student who told me that, ma'am, I wrote a personal thing, that this is because the girls are not very safe in India. That is why they prefer to stay inside as compared to outside. So you don't have to write anything like that. I hope that you didn't do that, and you only had to write your analyzation. And then let's go to the next question. Read the following excerpt taken from an article that appeared in the magazine section of a local daily. A recent study has revealed that the prevalence of obesity among school children is on steady rise. Consumption of food with high glycemic index, change in sleep patterns, reduced physical activity, and the increased screen time has been linked to obesity in children. This is an emerging public health problem in the country. Now, this is a very different kind of a question. Otherwise, you get graphs, you get chart papers, you get, SWOT analysis or something like that. But here in this case, you have got, just a paragraph. Taking help from the above, write an analytical paragraph. You just have to analyze what is written. Okay. So, the given paragraph shows, okay, the given magazine, the given article from the magazine shows that. What does it show? You have to simply write about it. You just have to analyze this thing, that the children who take more fatty food, who has more glycemic index, they suffer from obesity, and you can write the points about it. Okay, question 2 of this set of grammar. Question 2 we have already discussed, I guess. Okay, you can see, you can go back. And now the literature questions. Again, we'll discuss the MCQ based questions first. Okay, now on the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed. So this is from your Nelson Mandela. The first question is, explain the feelings of the narrator when he said, I was overwhelmed with a sense of history. How did he feel? He felt nostalgic. We can say that he was feeling very nostalgic. Okay, he was feeling nostalgic. He was feeling very emotional. Okay, he was overcome with emotions. Now, the system of racial domination has been replaced by a system that, what did it replace? So here, what is going to come? B, recognizes the rights of freedoms of all the people. Okay, this is what we are going to do. Now, comment on the kind of society apartheid had created. Apartheid had created what kind of a society? The society that was divided. It had created a society that was divided. Okay, it created a divided society. My few spellings were wrong. Will they cut marks? Yes, Seema. They can cut your marks, because when we talk about the English paper, they definitely look for your spellings. Okay, if your spelling was not correct, they can cut your marks. Okay, fine. I started right away at the Montessori Nursery School. I stayed. Okay, the second question is, which phrase could correctly substitute patched up in their in the given sentence? Okay, patched up, you had to write a word. Okay, instead of patched up, you can write worked up their differences. Okay, you can write that they sorted out their differences. Okay, patched up can be replaced by worked up their differences, sorted out their differences. Okay, you can do that. Okay, now I started right away at the Montessori Nursery School. I stayed there until I was 6, at which time I started in the first form. So this is from your, this diary from Anne Frank. In the summer of 1941, grandma fell ill and had to have an operation. So my birthday passed with little celebration. State any one inference. What do you infer about Anne from this? You can infer that Anne was quite emotional. Okay, she was torn between her emotions that she had for her grandmother and between her birthday celebration, and she did not want to celebrate her birthday, of course, because her grandmother was not feeling well. And later in the chapter, we also got to know that she was quite emotional for her grandmother. Fine. So the first education of Anne started at Montessori Nursery School. Who was Mrs. Cooper's? What kind of relationship did Anne share with her? Who was Mrs. Cooper's? Mrs. Cooper's was her teacher, and she shared a very, special bond with her teacher. They both were in tears when they, got separated. Okay, now substitute one word for heartbreaking with a word similar to the meaning. At the end of the year, we were both in tears and we said heartbreaking. Heartbreaking can be replaced by heart-wrenching, heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching. Gut-wrenching can be used. Okay. Now there is a question from a tiger in the zoo. State any one contrast between the tiger in the zoo and its natural habitat. It's very simple. You can simply write that the tiger who is in its natural habitat is very, he's free. But whereas if we talk about tiger in the zoo, he's not free. Okay, yes, I will definitely do that. I'll just discuss the grammar portion. Fine? Is it fine? Okay. What we'll do is that we'll only solve the grammar portion. Okay, because you need some time for your next paper as well. So grammar is more important. Overwhelming. Overwhelming means that, she was filled with emotions. Okay, overflowing with emotions. Fine. So when the speaker suggests that the right tiger should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, what does he insinuate about the tiger's natural behavior and habitat? So he wrote that snarling around houses at the jungle's edge. What does he insinuate? He insinuated, okay, what? He insinuated that, what he should be doing? The tiger's natural habitat, and he insinuated that he will be free. Okay, he'll be free. Okay, natural behavior, he will be free in his surroundings to do anything that he wants to do. Okay, he will be free from all the foundations. Free from all the foundations. Okay. Now, The poet's skillful use of imagery effectively depicted the confinement and frustration of the tiger. Elaborate in about 40 words. So you can elaborate. I have taught you beta what is imagery, and you can write that the writer tried to capture our emotions by using our six senses, and the sense that he has used in this poem is visual imagery. He has used visual imagery. You can comment on that. Okay, you can comment on that. Visual imagery has been used here. Okay, he has tried to create an image that how the tiger is in his natural habitat and compared to the zoo. Which phrase would correctly substitute quiet rage? How can you replace quiet rage? Quiet rage you can replace with silent anger. Okay, silent anger. Quiet basically means silent, and anger, he was showing his anger silently. Okay, that he was doing silently. Fine. Okay, now no use to say, oh, there are other balls. So this is from the balls. Which of the following best describes the speaker attitude towards the boy's reaction to losing his ball? Indifferent as the ball is expensive. Sympathetic, understanding the depth of the boy's loss. Mocking, finding, panicked, sharing the boy's distress over the lost ball. So best described, speaker was very sympathetic. He was understanding the depth of the boy's loss. So B is going to be the answer. Comment the use of metaphor in the above extract. Metaphor, what was the metaphor that has been used? So there are multiple metaphors here. We can use the metaphor that we can use here is that the ball is a metaphor for the poet's childhood days, childhood memories or childhood days. Okay, memories or days you can write, anything would have been correct. So comment, explain the phrase all his young days into the harbor with reference to the extract. All his young days into the harbor means that all his childhood days he spent on the port, he played with that ball. It refers to all his childhood memories. Fine. Briefly state in about 40 words a boy's journey from shaking grief to he is learning in the above extract. From shaking grief to he is learning. Basically, he is, transforming. This shows that the boy was having a transformation. The boy was changing. Okay, he was changing. This shows that the boy knew how to stand up. Okay, he was learning how to stand up. He was learning how to be responsible. Now, if I see all the questions again, these were very, competency level based questions. I know that the questions, they were very simple, but yeah, the language was a little bit changed. What mood of the poet is reflected in the poem Dust of Snow initially? What images are used by the poet to bring the effect? Comment. So what is the mood that is referred in Dust of Snow? Earlier, initially he was in a bad mood, but then his mood was better. How far would you agree that one's positivity can bring a spark of brightness even in adverse circumstances? So you can write that whatever we have learned in this chapter, that yes, even a small thing can bring a, large change in our life. It can bring a big change in our life. What makes Custard the dragon look fearsome? So you can explain all his physical appearance. The use of visual imagery has been used in this chapter. Okay. They have used that how fearful he looks by his body, okay, by referring to his physical features. You can do that. You can write about his, how his toes resemble to that of, knives, okay, daggers, and how he had scales on his body, okay, you can do that. When we write answers very long, they cut marks or not? Anshika, that depends on the word limit. How far did you cross your word limit? If it was, nearby, then, they are not, they are gonna, accept it. And again, that depends on the flexibility of your teacher. But I hope that, everything is gonna be fine. Don't worry about that. Just chill. Okay, I'm just discussing the paper like you do, like you discuss your paper with your friends. I'm also doing the same way. Okay, do not take it very harshly, children. This is my message to you. Do not take it very, very, in a harsh way. I'm not telling you that that is what you were supposed to write. No. Okay, don't get worried at all. I'm just discussing the paper just like you do with your friends. Okay, but yeah, you can discuss the paper better with me in a better sense. Because why? Because I have discussed the paper with a lot of children. Okay, now explain why the speaker mentions God in the poem for Anne Gregory. Why he has mentioned God? Because he wanted to refer that yes, it's a spiritual thing. He wanted to say that it was a spiritual thing. What message might the Buddha story hold for those who are in positions of power and privilege? What is the message? They want to show that yes, the death is certain for all. Even if a person is very rich, they can also die. That is what they wanted to say. Okay? That even if a person is very rich or powerful or he has a lot of privilege, even that person is close to death. Even that kind of person can die. Okay, scientists contribute to make a world a better place. Griffin is an antithesis to this statement. Very good. Okay, it's a very good answer. I know that you can simply write it. That how Griffin was a lawless person. Brilliant scientist though he was, but he was he was rather a lawless person. You can write in detail about that. Okay, why did Bholi's teacher feel an artist admiring her masterpiece? Again, it's very simple. She was because the teacher was like she was like a basically we can say that she was like an artist, and Bholi was her masterpiece indeed, because she was able to change her life. She positively was able to change her life. Okay, so this is where the paper, again, what is common about the role of Dr. Urquhart and Mr. Wheeler played in Richard Ebright's life? Describe any one commonality with evidence from the making of a scientist. What is common about the role of Dr. Urquhart and Mr. Wheeler? Now, Dr. Urquhart was also a teacher. He was not a teacher, but yeah, he was a scientist that, Ebright used to write letters to. And if I talk about Mr. Wheeler was his social science teacher. They both wanted Ebright to succeed in his life. They both helped him. If I talk about Dr. Urquhart was also very helpful. He gave him a lot of things. He gave him a lot of insights, and he got him in touch with what the real science is. I mean, Buddha's question, it is not asking about the sermon. It is asking about the Siddharth story. What message might the Buddha story hold for those who are in positions of power and privilege? Okay, the Buddha story, not Kisa Gautami's story. Fine. The Buddha story. Again, the Buddha story. Even if you have to talk about the Buddha story, no beta. Buddha's story, Buddha's sermon, you can write about that beta. You can write about that people in power and privilege. See, Buddha did what? Siddharth Gautam, he left his life, okay? He left everything and he went in the, search of enlightenment. So we cannot tell all the people who are in power and privilege that you leave everything behind and, you go after that. Ultimately, what they mean is, what does the story wants to tell you? That Buddha, what message he got in the end? That even the powerful people, even the rich or, the poor people, they all are prone to death. Okay, so that is only going to be your answer. Fine. Okay, don't worry about that. I'll discuss all the things. So here, Mr. Wheeler, who was a social science teacher, he also wanted Ebright to succeed. He also helped Ebright in his hobbies, whereas Dr. Urquhart, he helped him in his, to get the taste of what real science is. And basically, you can write the commonalities and the differences as well. So in the chapter of Baker from Goa, the narrator talks about his childhood in Goa and his fond memories. In about 120 words, write a presentation draft comparing the childhood of the narrator in Baker from Goa to that of Nelson Mandela. Again, we are talking about the nostalgia. They both were reminiscing their past. Okay. You can talk about the past of Nelson Mandela. If you talk about Nelson Mandela, what kind of past he had? Nelson Mandela, he used to feel that I was free in my childhood. He was very much free. He said that if I followed my father's, commands and of my community, I used to enjoy, used to swim in the community lake and whatever. So you can write about that. Now, Amanda from the poem, Amanda is a teenager like Anne Frank and lives in her fantasy world. Whereas Anne is a chatterbox. What conversation will Anne Frank have with Amanda about different perspectives of life? So Amanda and Anne Frank, they have quite different perspectives of life. Amanda likes freedom. And if I talk about Anne Frank is also, a very different kind of a girl. Anne Frank, she also believes in freedom. She believes in freedom, and that is to talk. She believes in the freedom of talking. Okay, because if I talk about, this Amanda, Amanda was also, you know, she also got scoldings from her mother. Her mother used to control her behavior. And if we talk about Anne Frank was controlled by Mr. Keesing. So they both can talk about freedom. They both can talk that what children actually want. Children want to express their emotions. मैम 8 वाले में लंचो के बारे में बता सकते हैं क्या? Which is the 8th question? Lencho's question is not given in this set that we are talking about. How did the lady in red manage to outsmart and outmaneuver the other thief Horace Danby by robbing the safe without leaving a single print? Again, you have to draw a comparison between lady in red and Horace Danby. Now, Horace Danby, if I talk about Horace Danby, he was a very meticulous planner. He was a great planner. He used to plan his robberies, although she outshined him. Okay, she outshined him by using her wit. Okay, she also cooked up a story there and then. Okay, and she was able to outsmart him. She did not follow the code. She did not follow the code of that. Okay. Hari Singh says he knew it, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. Anil successfully addressed the situation by not addressing it at all. Elaborate based on your understanding the thief's story. So we can write about Anil, that what kind of a character we can talk about Anil, that Anil was a great person. Okay, Anil, if we talk about Anil, was such kind of a person who had a quest of improvement. He had a quest of improving the life of the thief. Okay, he wanted to see him improving. That is why he did not say anything. Okay, now children, don't worry. What I'll do is that don't worry at all. I'm gonna attach the paper. Just give me 2 minutes. Give me just 2 minutes. What we'll do is that I will discuss the grammar portion of rest of the 2 papers that I have. Okay, don't worry. Rest 2 papers, I'll discuss the grammar of that paper. Fine, and we'll just read it. Okay, let's go. Mic is working. Okay, fine. So beta, which paper now we'll discuss? We'll discuss this part. Okay. Let me tell you that which part we'll discuss. This is your 211. Okay, this is your 211. Okay, this part we are discussing. We'll discuss the grammar of this part. See, 211. Okay. Prashant, what the teacher will do is that she'll only check your first 10 answers. Okay, she'll only check your first 10 answers, even if the first 10 are wrong, but she'll only consider the first 10 ones. Fine. Okay, what we'll do is that we'll only discuss the grammar, because I know the other portions are going to take time, because yes, you know that the rest of the questions are quite subjective, so we'll only focus on the grammar portion. Okay, that is what we're going to discuss. This is your 211. So in response to the query, so this is your fill in the blank by choosing the correct form of the word in the bracket for the given portion of a letter. A letter is given to you. In response to your query, the document that explains our country's sustainability initiatives has been attached for your consideration. Now, the uniquely flavored dish, instead of uniquely, you are going to write the unique. The unique flavored dish was interestingly enough to captivate my taste buds. Now, Rashi and Ratul, again there is a conversation between Rashi and Ratul. The same characters were there in set 3rd as well. So what challenges have you faced while volunteering? The main challenges is dealing with different personalities, but it is also a great learning experience. Report Rashi's question. So Rashi asked Ratul, what was Rashi's question? Rashi asked Ratul, what challenges have you faced while volunteering? So we can ask, Rashi asked Ratul, what challenges had he faced while volunteering? Okay, this is going to be your answer. Now, read the dialogue between a librarian and a student. Librarian, welcome back. It's good to see you, young man. Student says, thanks, I was overloaded with assignments, so I have not visited the library this week. The librarian greeted the student warmly, expressing pleasure at his visit. The student thanked her and explained that I was overloaded with assignments, so I have not visited. Okay. He was overloaded with assignments. Okay, he was overloaded with assignments, and explain which had limited. Okay, which had limited his recent visits to the library. So you can simply write that he was overloaded with assignments. Okay, yes, it was indeed very easy peasy. That he was overloaded. Okay, the options are given to you. He was overloaded with assignments. C is the correct answer. Okay, simply C is the correct answer. Now fill in the blank by choosing the correct option. The revised meeting agenda is attached, and this needs to be emailed. Here, this is going to come. Grammar was indeed very simple. Okay, it was indeed very simple. This is the correct answer. We offers. We don't use offers with we, of course, because we is plural. So we use a plural verb with it, that is offer. Instead of offers, we'll use offer. The campaign's goal is to increase physical activity among the younger. No, among the youth. Instead of younger, we'll use youth. The internship at the tech startup had me feeling excited about the potential of innovation and entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, report the dialogue between a vendor and his customer by completing the sentence. You look a little different today. Yes, I just got a new haircut. The vendor noticed that his customer's appearance has changed and asked him about it. The customer admitted that, citing the fact that he just got a new hair, that he had just got a new haircut. So this is simple past. Simple past changes into past perfect. Okay. We have exciting news to share. Our school was awarded first place in the regional science fair. Okay. Our school has been awarded. Our school has been awarded the first place in the regional science fair. So D is the correct answer. The morning dew captures your essence, the flowers and grass dash your color, the sunrise embraces your arrival as the dawn welcomes the new days. The flower and grass reflect your color. Okay, A is the correct answer. We'll use A. Okay. Now, identify the error and supply correction for the given sentence. The public health campaign aimed in increasing awareness of the, instead of aimed, we'll use aims. See children, I'll not discuss rest of the paper. The reason being that literature paper, if I talk about literature paper, is quite subjective. There are many things that you can write in that. I am not going to discuss that. The reason behind that is that the some of the children, they may get tensed that what we have written, what we have not written. Maybe I'll tell you some points which you have not written in the paper, and that is going to distress you, and I don't want to give any stress to you right now. Why? Because you have to prepare for your next paper. Yes, grammar was very necessary, so I had 2 sets that I have discussed with you. 2 grammar sets I have discussed, although I have discussed the literature portion of set 3 as well. Why? The reason behind that was that I just wanted to give you an overall idea that what you had to do in the paper. Otherwise, what I'll tell you is that my suggestion to you is that, okay, whatever you have done, just forget about it. Okay, just forget what you have done. Okay, just forget what you have done. Now you concentrate on your next paper. That is my advice to you children, please. Okay, forget it. Okay, you're done with it. You forget about it. Now concentrate on your next paper. We discussed a little bit about it. We just hovered over it. Okay, and that was enough. Okay, we do not need to take a lot of stress. We just need to relax ourselves. So relax your mind, relax your body, and go back and start preparing for your next paper. All the best for that. PW is there to help you with each and every subject. The lectures are available. You can go and watch the lecture and go and do a lot of self-study and listen to all the lectures very carefully. Just make notes. That is my suggestion for all the rest of the subjects as well, that go and make notes. Okay, as I told you, that same process you have to follow, okay, with the other subjects as well. You should make a rough copy. You just keep on writing whatever you miss. You just keep on writing whatever, the problems that you have, that the things that you often forget, and the things that you need to revise on the very last moment. So beta, I love you more. Okay, and a lot of blessings from my side. All the best to you children. Okay, see you, okay, very soon. And I hope that we'll meet very soon. This was the paper that we discussed, 211. Okay, the grammar, we discussed the grammar of 2 portions. Okay, thank you children. Bye-bye. Take care. All the best for your exams. All the best. Okay, no stress. No stress. Okay, don't take any stress. Just relax. Give your 100%. Okay, give your 100%. I discussed the paper. That's fine. I just discussed it just like your friends do. But do not take it very seriously. Even if you have done something wrong, forget about it. Just work on the next paper. Bye-bye. Blessings to you.